Like I was saying, thank you very much to everybody who's tuning in. Last week was the first episode, and like I said, everybody was talking about that. It was so much fun. So I'm just super excited about having Maya come on this time. Maya is Miss Teen New York for USA, so I'm super excited. So I think she might be on. So let's see. Yep, let's invite Maya, Miss New York Teen USA, to join us. I'm super excited. I've known Maya for a couple years now, so I'm really excited when she won.
Hi.
Hi, Maya. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. So, how's everything with preparations and stuff?
It's been a whirlwind to say the least, but I'm so excited to be able to compete in 2 to 3 weeks now. So
I know. Isn't it crazy how time just flies?
I know. It feels like just yesterday that I won.
I know. I could still remember when we were just jumping of joy when you won.
Exactly.
And now you're getting ready to go to Miss USA Teen.
It's crazy. I still can't.
I know,
believe
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I know your family's probably like super, super excited.
Yeah, we already started packing, already started prepping, makeup, everything is laid out and set and ready to go.
Awesome. Well, talk about a little bit about Miss USA, and actually, like I know this whole show we want to talk all about beauty, but since we're talking about Miss USA and stuff, I actually have Eileen, which she's part of the team, that actually sent a question, and she wants to know. And I'm actually reading the question. So she's asking, are you nervous about traveling to Memphis? Do you think Miss USA has enough safety protocols in place? What do you think, Ms. Maya?
I have full faith that everything is going to go according to plan. And we actually already had a meeting yesterday with the organization on how literally their number one priority is our safety and making sure that no one gets COVID. And literally even I believe 2 to 3 days before I leave, I have to go get tested for the organization. So they're really taking this seriously, and I have full faith within the organization that they're doing everything that needs to be done.
Awesome. Well, I know your guys are going to be great. So now let's talk a little bit about beauty, because I mean, this is what the whole segment, the whole talk show is all about. It's called Beau-Tea. So let's get into the tea, girl. How about that?
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right. So what would you say, Miss Maya, is the one product you cannot live without, and why?
It's definitely mascara, because that is just something when literally you're in a rush and you just apply 2 to 3 coats on each lash, each eyelid, you're ready to go because you're ready to conquer on the day and you just look fully awake.
So mascara.
Yeah.
Well, then we gotta get you a good mascara.
Absolutely.
So do you wear waterproof, or do you wear just like a regular like mascara?
Regular, because I learned in a recent article that waterproof actually damages the growth of your lashes. So make sure you want our lashes to be nice, long, and flirty. So
Absolutely. I was actually just gonna say that, because I guess waterproof really adheres to your lashes. So even if you try to take it off, you never get all the residue of the mascara off of your lashes. So they kind of start just building up there. And then it obviously starts making your lashes more fragile, making them fall and crack. So you do not want that. So what I suggest, Maya, since you use, oh, well, you don't use waterproof, but anybody out there that does use waterproof, it's always good to do one layer of a regular mascara first, and then apply your waterproof if you're going to wear waterproof. And I think maybe for the pageant, we should wear waterproof, Maya, because what if you win? I mean, we're all going to cry.
oh my gosh, yeah, knock on wood. I hope all of you are knocking on wood, guys.
Right, but that's good. Good. So mascara is your number one product then?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me look at these other questions that we have here. So when did you start wearing makeup, Missy?
I started wearing makeup when I was 12.
Wow. And that's actually kind of interesting, because I know you're Latina, And I know a lot of families, especially with Latin backgrounds, like they have, like parents, especially the dads, have a tendency of not allowing their girls wear makeup until they're a certain age, especially like after they're quinceañera or after they're like, more of a woman. So
Yeah.
how can you get away with that?
Well, it was actually just to cover up my acne. That's when hormones started kicking in, and I just had not the best of luck with my acne, sadly. So I had to convince my mom, slowly had to convince mom first, and then my dad, that this is just something that will make me feel better about myself. And slowly but surely, I started wearing mascara, eyebrows, so much to the point where I started wearing fake eyelashes to school. So yeah, I don't do that anymore though, but
But that's how you started.
yeah.
Oh, how about your dad? How did he react the first time that like you really went into like a full glam and like really started wearing makeup?
His words were, Maya, school is not a fashion show. So I don't know where you think you're going. And I was like, I'm going to school.
Well, but I mean, and for the people that don't know a lot about you, you went to an artsy school, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
So I mean, it was your runway every single day, pretty much, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That was just, I'm going to show the best of myself every day of the week. Doesn't matter who's watching, as long as I feel good, that's all that matters. It took some time for my dad to realize that, but he gets it now, somewhat.
Good. Well, especially, I mean, now that you're like in beauty pageants and you're doing all this stuff, and I mean, you're doing appearances, you're doing all this stuff. I mean, you have to have makeup. So I'm guessing he's kind of dealing with it now.
Yeah, he gets it. He's like, when are you gonna take off that makeup? Like, your face is just so beautiful, Maya. And honestly, it's one of the sweetest things that a girl can ever hear. So I'm very thankful for that.
Right. So what would you tell, well, I know you're not that old, you're still like really young, you're a teen, but like, what would you tell your younger self about makeup?
Blend, because honestly, guys, and fun fact is that what I would do when I was younger, I would apply concealer and foundation all over my face and would barely blend it. I would put like 2 taps, and then I had these really thick Instagram brows with the arching. I was so angry, even when I wasn't. So I would definitely say blend and not do my eyebrows so harsh.
Okay. So you were like those really harsh, very defined brows.
Yeah. Like Instagram arch. Literally, those photos, remember when they were only of your eye? That's what I did.
Yeah. That was Maya.
Yeah, that was Maya.
Wow.
Yeah. And look at her now. Literally, barely just shaded.
Very natural. Very natural. That's good. I mean, you're a teen.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I honestly, makeup, it takes trial and error, and that's something that I recommend to everybody, even to myself now. It's just practice makes perfect, and if you really like something, go for it. Just make sure that it suits you in the best way possible.
Okay. So what would you say it's Maya's makeup routine?
Maya's makeup routine.
Or beauty routine, because I mean, yes, beauty also has to do with skincare, has to do of taking care of your skin. So a lot of people don't think that skincare is part of beauty or makeup, but it actually is. So, yeah. I mean, go from the whole yards, girl. Give me like, what do you do when Maya wakes up? I know Maya wakes up beautiful, but let us know what Maya does.
So we wake up, we go straight to, we go straight to the bathroom. First off, wash your hands. You have to wash your hands before you touch your face, because the bacteria in your hands.
Oh, my bad.
Can transfer.
Oh, my bad.
Which can also create acne and like some bacteria that you just don't want. So wash your hands, then wash your face, and then what do I do after? Put on eye cream. That's like so important to me. You have to put on eye cream, and then what else? I put on a serum for my acne scars. Then I put on a moisturizer, and finally for skincare, sunscreen. So there's that. So
I'm so proud of you, Maya.
Yeah, sunscreen.
Ooh,
and we never forget the sunscreen on the neck and the hands. We never forget.
Good. Well, and I mean, that's something really good because, I mean, I know, I mean, You're young. You don't mind saying your age. How old are you, Maya?
I'm 18.
So, I mean, for an 18-year-old to really be taking care of your skin, I mean, that's good. And I mean, I think that's something that everybody, even at a young age, should start getting accustomed to because, I mean, the younger you start a good skincare routine, obviously, the better your skin is going to look as you age. So, rock on, Miss Maya.
Yeah. And
Okay,
then
what do you do for makeup?
for makeup, so I use my moisturizer and my sunscreen as my primer. And then
Mm-hmm.
I go in with concealer first
Mm-hmm.
and cream contour. So I lay out my canvas. I make sure that she's chiseled to the nine. Then I put on foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, we discussed this at boot camp, but I don't put on eye primer. I use my foundation as my eye primer. I know we're getting better at it. We just kind of,
Maya,
we're
you
working
were
on
like
it.
on my like right here, and then like right now, you went down just a tad bit, just a tad bit.
Don't worry, I'm gonna use your eye primer, guys, because eye primer is the best, just letting you guys know.
Okay.
And then the next step, I go in with foundation powder to make sure that my canvas is all the same shade. Then I go in with bronzer, then contour. And the next step, I fill in my eyebrows, and I make sure I take a quick look at my face, and I'm, do they look even? Do my eyebrows look even? Does each side of my face look even as well? Finally, for my face, I go in with blush, and I make sure that I put it up here because that's how it naturally lifts your face. And I love the sun kiss, so I put a little bit of blush on my nose, just for everything, not the pageantry. And I go in with my bronzer, and I use it in my crease. And I don't put on highlighter, and I just put on mascara and whatever lipstick I'm feeling for that day, and that's it.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what would you say would be the difference from like your everyday makeup routine stuff to like a pageant routine or like your pageant makeup?
A lot more layers of foundation. Photography and as well as videography picks up your skin, and lighting plays a huge role in it as well. So in HD, so you have to be aware, or I at least am aware, on how when a camera focuses onto my face, usually the camera picks up your flaws. So you want to hide whatever you think you need to hide. So the only thing is that I really hide is just my scars. So I just cover them with your color corrector. It's a 10 out of 10, guys. I'm telling you, there's nothing like it in the game. In the makeup.
We just got a new stock, so if you need one before you go to USA, please let me know.
Absolutely. And also for powder, your waterproof powder. I don't use it for every day, but for pageantry, I get oily, especially like, I don't know if people get this too, I get nerve sweat, so that's also a thing.
Nerve sweats, I love that. I have nerve sweats.
Yeah, I get nerve sweat, so I just pat it everywhere, as well as heavier eye makeup and as well heavier eyebrows. Just a little heavier on everything, just to make sure that there's coverage and everything's a little bit more defined, because photography and videography picks up everything.
Picks up everything. Awesome. And then what do you think makeup means to you, especially being Latina, because we come from a culture where beauty and everything is like, it's embedded in us, you know, like it's part of our culture. So what is makeup to you?
Self-care. It really is self-care. It's when you take those 10 minutes out of your day to do your skincare and to do your makeup, and you just listen to music, you're really just tuning in with yourself and making sure that you look the best version of yourself you can be. And I feel like that is a power that a lot of Latinos, and as well especially Latinas, take pride within themselves, is when they wake up and they do their makeup and their hair all to the full nines, and they're like, I look beautiful for myself and nobody else.
God. So then you listen to music when you do your makeup?
Yeah, absolutely.
How fun. Well, I'm going to take a little question of some people that were asking some questions here. Somebody asked us, what would be the #1 product that you think a woman should have in her bag?
A good nude. Gotta have a good nude. It's your
nude.
Yeah, it's nude.
A nude lipstick?
A nude
oh,
lipstick.
Okay.
Nude
It could be a nude
lipstick.
lipstick, a nude lip liner, a nude
Yeah,
lipstick.
nude lipstick. I always have this one specific lipstick in my purse everywhere I go. It's a color that will never fail me. I'm even wearing it today. It's just your go-to, just in case if you meet with someone, you have a meeting, or you have to go out somewhere where you have to look presentable. It's something that's very necessary. And your foundation powder, gotta have it.
Good. There's another question that somebody asks. But this has to do a little bit more from to pageants, which it doesn't matter. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand. But what is your number one tip for a girl that's doing Miss New York Teen USA pageant for the first time? Because you did it twice, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh, and I met just an insider. I met Maya when before she even thought about doing pageants. Like, I met her because your sister was doing. She was competing for New York USA, the Miss Division, and I was doing her makeup, correct? So Maya came in. She was so cute. She just came in with her mom and stuff. But she wasn't even planning on doing pageants at that time in her life.
No. It's so funny how I started going into pageants. I saw an ad on Instagram at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I just signed up. But tips that I would give you is to not go in with any expectations and to just have fun, because that's when the best results will come in. And just be confident within yourself, because when you truly are happy with who you are, that's when the best results, not only in pageantry but in everyday life, will provide the best results for you.
Absolutely. So what do you think, and I know we're kind of getting a little bit away from the beauty, but I mean, like I said, pageants have to do with beauty and stuff. So what would you say would be the difference factor that you had from the first time that you competed to the second?
I wasn't arrogant. The first year that I competed, I was very arrogant. I was very
okay.
Yeah, I really thought that I was the winner and no one could tell me otherwise, but 2019 definitely humbled me. I went through a lot during that year, and when I went in for that interview, I just told myself, listen, win or lose, you are the best Maya that you can be, and no one else can be Maya. And I was just confident within myself, and I didn't lower someone else's possibility of being the winner, because we're all different in our own ways. So being less arrogant, for sure.
Wow. Well, that speaks a lot about you. I have another question from another viewer. Her name is Wendy, and she wants to know, what would you say is the biggest difference between teen and Miss competition makeup?
Definitely much. Oh, can you see me? It froze. Okay. Definitely makeup. It's more natural for teen than Miss. Even
though you wear more.
Yes.
Like, let's put that clear. Even though you wear more, it has to be more natural.
Yes, it has to be more natural. You just have to look like a teen. Like a teen, whatever, just there's a fine line when looking too adult or too baby. Does that make sense?
That's not like too Miss.
Yeah, too Miss. You don't want to look too Miss. That implying wearing a heavier lipstick with a heavier eye, with chiseled out contour. Yes, you are wearing more layers of makeup, but you just have to know when to put the brush down. Is
right.
The thing.
Which is very true, because I work with you girls, especially for interview, like doing makeup and stuff for interview. And sometimes we have some girls that come in and they're in the Miss division and they walk in and they look like a teen. So we're like, oh, honey, we need to make you look more like a Miss. Or we have girls who look much older and they're in the teen division. So we always have to like, we need to soften you up. We need to really make you look more teen. So good point. How do you feel about highlighter? I know you say you really don't wear a lot.
I love it. Deep down, I love it. I just cannot wear it. I can't wear it because I'm an oil slick. My skin is so oily that I'm not wearing any highlight right now. So it really is just a matter of, I guess, if you have on the drier skin, my personal preference, if I were to have drier skin, I would wear a little bit more highlight.
Good. And that's another really good point that we could kind of talk about that. Like, I think if you are more of the oily or the oilier side of the skin, you don't need as much as a highlight, because the highlight is just to bring more of that luminosity, more dewiness to the skin. But if you already naturally have it, then why overdo it?
Exactly.
pretty much.
Right here, I put powder on 10 minutes ago, and I'm already oily. So
It's because you're naturally glowing beautifully. That's why. And you're young. So I have another question for you. What is the makeup? What kind of makeup do you prefer? Glam or natural?
Oh my gosh, I figured you were gonna ask me this.
It wasn't my question. It came from one of our viewers.
Oh, okay. I love them both equally. I can say that. It's definitely glam. Definitely glam. Your glam specifically, Adnan? Oh my goodness. If any of you guys have the opportunity to work with Adnan for him to do your makeup, he will have you slaying. I remember the last time, not the last time because that was boot camp, but when we were doing my headshot photo shoot.
Oh, your headshots were amazing.
I went out everywhere. I went out to lunch. I went out to dinner. I went out to the mall. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I remember your headshots came out amazing. And actually, I have another question because I'm looking for questions up here. I'm looking at questions that they're coming in from everywhere. But I have another question. And this one, my daughter is competing in pageants also. What beauty tip would you give a teen at home? And what valuable tip would you give a teen at home that's doing a pageant when it comes to beauty?
You really don't have to spend that much money on makeup. You can go to the drugstore and get everything you need. And YouTube can be your best friend. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there that are essentially like drugstore glam makeup looks. You just have to know what works best with your skin. So have your mom help you out and work with your daughter and being able to say, my daughter, she has oily skin, so we should get her a little bit matte. And also be there, work together and say, oh, I need a little bit more blush or I need a little bit more mascara. So be able to work with your mom and with your daughter and go to the drugstore because you really don't need to spend that much money.
I mean, or they could go visit my website, of course.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, I'm so sorry. Yes, guys, go ahead, none.
I'm just playing. I'm so totally kidding. But okay, and actually it's so funny that you were talking about YouTube because our last final question from our viewers, because believe it or not, Miss Maya, we're kind of hitting our half an hour mark already.
Wow.
It's because we're having so much fun. We always have so much fun when we're together. Yeah, but the last question actually comes from Savannah Fuller. She's Miss Teen Echo USA. She writes, YouTube plays a big part in the way that youth looks and feels about makeup. How do you feel about it? And do you think it has had a negative or positive effect in our youth?
Wow. I think it has had a 50% positive and 50% negative.
Okay.
It can really help with the youth and being able to learn, like, you no longer have to go to a makeup counter to learn how to do your makeup. You can go to your phone or even to your laptop even to truly see how can I do makeup and how can I learn for the best of my abilities. But in regards to the negative, it can taint the youth's self-confidence, and that's why it's truly important for parents to monitor what their children are watching and how it can affect their emotions.
Okay. So, are you a big YouTube watcher?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
So you are.
Yes, I am.
So what would you say is the one trick that you've learned from YouTube that you're like, this is the bomb?
Using foundation powder. Using foundation powder is key. I didn't know it existed.
Okay, give us your tip. What do you do with the foundation powder?
So, guys, walk with me here. You apply your concealer, you apply all of your cream-based products, and then you apply your powder. But not your banana powder, not your under the eye powder. You apply your foundation powder under your eye, because then you won't get that white cast. And especially, and if you're doing pageants, put on the white base first and then your foundation powder. And then it just looks 10 times more natural.
Did you know that that's exactly how I do makeup?
Wait, it cut out. I'm so sorry. It cut out.
I said that's exactly how I do my makeup.
Oh my gosh, that's how you do your... Yay. Geniuses think alike.
That's why you look so fabulous for your pictures.
Yes.
Because I always use a foundation powder.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I just let you do your thing. Just close my eyes and I'm like, Adnan, do your magic.
Let's do your thing.
Do your thing. Honestly, I never question you. I just let you rock.
Yeah. Well, our last question, Miss Little Maya.
Yes.
What beauty tip would you give our viewers? Just in general, what beauty tip would you tell them? What would you want your last words to be here at Beau-Tea with us?
My last words of wisdom in regards to makeup are blend. Blend, blend, blend. You can never stop. Just never stop blending because you will later. Because when you want to take those Instagram photos, your headshots, when you want to look killer on stage, you gotta blend. Because you see this? If I just did one swipe, it would have looked like I've had a Sharpie marker all over my face. So you just gotta keep on blending and do circular motions. Adnan taught me this one. Do circular motions. Don't go up and down. Circular, because that's how you get that diffused look. So keep blending. Blend, blend, and blend.
So that's our final tip.
Blend. Just blend.
Good. Well, Maya, it was a pleasure having you. It's always a pleasure having you. Every time we do our classes online, I always have so much fun with you because we start chit-chatting and talking about this and that and all this other crazy stuff. So I really always enjoy having you. Please say hi to your fam for me. Like I said, I've known you for a while, so I know all of them. I wish you the best of luck at Miss USA, well, Teen USA. I know you're going to do an amazing job. And, I mean, wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you
Goodbye.
so much, thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, my little Maya. We'll probably be in contact before you leave to USA. But, again, best of luck and wish you the best.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Adnan. Thank you so much for having me. Have a
Bye.
good day.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. It was a pleasure. This was our second episode. And thank you again to Maya for being on with us. And we'll be back next week with our third episode. So stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll be announcing who our next guest will be. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.